Greetings and happy Halloween, Flesh Wound freaks. I am Flesh Wound Dan, and welcome to Slashtober, the final chapter. I'm joined tonight by producer Todd.
Part 4. Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So, before we get into it, Kruger, let them know how Slashtober Part 4, the final chapter, works.
So what we do for our Slashtober special is rate and review a slasher film, and then at the end of the episode, we'll add that movie to a list compiled from our previous episodes, and then we will vote to eliminate one of those films off the list, leaving us with our top 3 slasher films, aka our 3 final girls. And those 3 final girls will go up against a new slasher every episode until we reach day 13. And when we get to that point, we will pick one of those surviving 3 final girls as our Slashtober tournament champion. So, Todd, now that that's out of the way, why don't you tell us our previous eliminations and what's on the menu tonight?
Thanks, Kruger. For our previous eliminations, we have Final Exam, Curtains, Terror at 10 Killer, Open House, Killing Spree, Crazy Lake, Scream 1981, The Prey, and Lover's Lane. Our 3 final girls being Pickaxe, a Kruger favorite, Death on Demand, another Kruger favorite, and Graduation Day. Joining the tournament tonight is what I hope will make Kruger happy, and that is lucky number 13, Body Count.
As Todd was saying, Body Count 1986 or 1987, depending on what year you're going by, directed by Ruggero Deodato. And in this film, a campsite is shut down due to gruesome murders, and no suspect was ever caught in the span of 15 years. In spite of warning by the local sheriff, the owner of a huge campsite property install injurious booby traps in the hope of catching the killer. A group of youngsters visit the campsite, and one by one, they are killed off in gruesome ways. So, pretty standard stuff here with Body Count. So, I hadn't watched this in a very long time. This movie kind of notoriously had rather poor distribution, and it hasn't really been restored for a proper release, so it's kind of just been one of those movies. Still waiting on it. We got Raiders of Atlantis from Deodato finally, and that one we waited a long time for, so fingers crossed. So obviously this is an 80s slasher film. One thing that is pretty standout about it, of course, being an Italian film, we get a lot of horror icons from Italy. We get Ivan Rassimov, of course, Mimsy Farmer, who's in some really good giallos. David Hess, who, of course, worked with Deodato on House on the Edge of the Park, and John Steiner, and, of course, great character actor Charles Napier as Sheriff Charlie. So, really cool cast. So this one it's definitely a C-grade slasher. No doubt about that. Having said that, it's also very entertaining. I think even being in that lower tier, this one is paced a lot better. It has that Deodato energy. Just the pace is always up. It's never boring.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, it's a little off, so it really feels Italian. I mean, it feels different than an average slasher.
Yeah, for sure. The alternate title to this should have been Killed in the Shitter, because we just keep going back to that bathroom like nonstop. Killed in the Shitter.
They know Americans love the shitter, so kill him with the shitter.
There's also some Italian weirdness here. We get that screaming head in the jar that, like, what the fuck? Okay, cool. It looks cool. I'll just roll with it. We get the worst fucking Southern accent dubbing ever. This is like Blanche from Golden Girls had a stroke. I don't know what was going on with that. The killer, the shaman, I should say, pretty cool look, creepy enough. All of the characters in this are, I should say, all of the victims in this, the kids, are all forgettable. If you watch this movie, you probably won't be able to remember a single one of them a few days later. They're all very disposable, but they're surrounded by really good character actors, with David Hess as sort of the crotchety husband of Mimsy Farmer, who isn't too happy about having these kids running around the camp. It's got a creepy mood, and it definitely has its issues. It's lower tier, but I still think it's at the upper echelon of those lower tier late 80s slasher movies, where certainly the quality overall dipped. As far as the gore goes, some of it is actually pretty solid. I don't know if there's like that one kill that's going to truly stand out for the gore hounds, but it is there. And there's some suspenseful moments, stalk and slash with the killer, that I thought solid. If we cared about the characters more, maybe it would be a little more effective, and this would, raise up a few notches. But there's something about this one. I don't know. It's entertaining, but I also recognize that it's complete crap. Plenty of nudity too, which always helps.
That actually, yeah.
I mean, the movie's called Body Count, so I mean, it's got
good booby count too, Ted. Am I right?
Title.
High five.
Well,
put your right hand down, dude.
Well, speaking of gorehounds, Kruger, what did you think?
Well, I've been looking forward to checking this out since I watched Deodato Holocaust. So was really excited going in, and to be honest with you, I had a great time with this movie. I don't necessarily think it's crap. I mean, there's some twists and turns in the story that I thought were really fucking well done. Especially like a couple of the twists towards the end, and then the very ending. I fucking love that shit. I do get what you mean though by like all the characters being disposable and me not really giving a shit about them. But
80s slasher,
but at the same time, like there's a ton of Friday the 13th movies. I do not give a fuck about any of the actual characters. I'm just there to see them get killed by Jason. But man, David Hess really killed it in this fucking movie. I mean, he just anytime he was on screen, he was very believable, convincing. And there's a part where he kind of turns, and it got me all giddy fucking thinking about Krug. So this also had a very high body count. I was actually shocked with how many kills we got throughout this thing. I think by the end, it's like 16 or 15 different people, and all not there really wasn't any throwaway kills. I don't think you saw mostly everything on screen. It was all different stuff. I do agree with what you're saying though, Dan. Like, they're not the most creative kills, but there is that like certain type of visceral Italian brutality to them that like I don't know, makes me like them. And but as far as like being creative or stuff that's like original for this movie, you don't really get any kills in that department. But the killer, I think the killer was probably my biggest issue with the movie. I did not like the look of the shaman at all. So there's like two different looks kind of throughout the movie, and one of them I think looks like really bad, and then one of them looks just okay. There may be a reason for that, but at the same time, like I kind of wish he would have looked a little bit cooler. Because if he would have, I would have been able to like elevate this one on a higher level or it would have been elevated on a higher level for me. But man, I mean, I had a great time. Didn't necessarily live up to my expectations of a Deodato Friday the 13th ripoff, but still had a good time with it. Still would rewatch it. And I could see myself actually liking this as time goes on more and more.
What if Hess were playing just full on Krug? Like he makes the
and
shaman.
We got like Krug versus shaman.
Piss your pants.
That would have been 5 fucking stars, brother.
Giovanni Lombardo Radice just comes out of the woods. They just got him
yes.
pissing his pants. That they could have tied that into a revenge thing. The shaman like just years earlier, he and his buddy Giovanni just brutalized him, and now he's back for revenge. Just like,
before I forget though, the thing I think I liked probably the most about this whole fucking movie is I thought the soundtrack was awesome. It's so cheesy, but like it works. And the opening credits theme, every time there was a kill sequence about to happen, or every time there was like a chase scene, they would play the theme, and it kind of had its own like little Halloween twist to it with the piano thing going for Michael. This had some weird, kind of psychedelic Italian soundtrack.
Are you a fan of Twisted Nightmare? That's another like lower level slasher that I like a lot.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle on that one. I need to revisit it.
I don't know why.
Well, too bad it's the final chapter, but you never know. I've always liked this one, and it's one that I think once it gets that remaster, it'll get some more people. I mean, David Hess alone is going to get horror fans a look. As much as I love Charles Napier, he's not getting any horror eyes on him, but David Hess will.
He was looking for Rambo out there too.
he was also in the Russ Meyer film, so that's where I go.
Oh, Fred Olin Ray, regular Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He was one of the World War II.
God damn it, Dan! You read it.
When the Ferengis go back.
All right, I'm just gonna mute him because I don't want to hear
goes back to World War.
There we go.
Oh, it's World War II related. That's why he loves it.
Well, now I want to hear it.
The Ferengis go back to World War II.
Okay, I really don't want to hear it, Dan.
Well, you just fucking said you did, you son of a bitch.
I was joking. My favorite David Hess moment is when he's just chilling in the kitchen in his chair with his feet up, watching football on his little TV while the wife's like cooking for him in the background. I was like, this is exactly what the Italians think is going on in the American household.
I thought you were going to say when Franklin came in just free balling in his house. And
that is my favorite part. I fucking love that part.
He doesn't even look up. I think he just looks at Mimsy Farmers like, I hate these kids.
Dude, I wonder if Red Foreman got that from here, because that vibe was just Red Foreman.
Well, now I want a world where he
got to be fucking guys' night out and just murder everybody.
But yeah, no, David Hess, of course, I'm gonna have fun with it either way. But I do think it's fun. It's got some. It is. I get where Dan's coming from. Well, I don't think it's a bad movie for the slasher.
Oh, don't get me wrong. My criticisms. I mean, they're criticisms, but the movie's really entertaining. I like.
You did say that. I'm not saying you said it, but I'm saying. See, I kind of get where Kruger. I'm kind of in between you guys. It's not it's. I don't know. It's the Italianness of it. I think maybe makes me give it.
Yeah.
But
entertaining in spite of itself.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Pugs.
Like I said, I love that part where homeboy runs in butt ass naked. I just laughed my goddamn ass off. But honestly, this movie is more fun than good because I'm a little more in the Dan camp. Like, it's not traditionally a good movie, but is it fun as fuck? Goddamn right. Will I watch it anytime somebody wants to watch it? Fuck yeah, it's David Hess and fucking Ruggero Deodato. Let's say Deodato. That's a good recipe for a good fucking time, and that's what I had watching this film. The shaman, though.
Not a fan.
I'm with Kruger on this. There's one part that's cool and one part that's not. Mm-hmm. And I know what they were trying to do. I don't think that was successful, but
yeah,
it's still entertaining as hell. So,
were any of you put off by the fact that David Hess was getting cucked by Charles Napier? Because
no,
he
wasn't really getting cucked. He was getting cheated on. Well, I guess he didn't know, huh?
He knew, so isn't he getting cucked? I mean, I'm not saying like Charles.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
like an Al Bundy. This fucking bitch.
Yeah,
the audacity.
He's not like teabagging her in the corner while he watches, but it's still getting cucked.
It's not really cucked though, because he.
Everyone who gets cheated on doesn't make it a cuck. That's not the way the world.
But he knows about it though.
Had he not, then I would accept your cuck argument. The fact that he was mad and he kept.
Ugh.
Okay, there we go. 16-14.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Don't
So
cheat.
yeah, don't cheat. So yeah, I mean,
That's a shirt.
I don't-
With Hess on it.
It'll be bleeped right now, but it'll be a shirt you can buy.
I have a lot of fun with this one, and I'm glad for the most part you guys liked it, because that's going to make the vote really interesting.
Yeah,
Shall we rate it then?
should probably rate it, then vote.
All right. It's me, right?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, rate it. Yes.
I'm an enthusiastic 3 stars. There's stuff to pick at, but the movie is a lot of fun if you like stupid slashers.
All right.
I'm gonna lose my shit. 3.5 out of 5.
I'm with Kruger. 3.5 out of 5.
Count me in on this one. I'm also 3.5 out of 5. All right. So now it's time for the decision. So up for elimination, we have Pickaxe, Death on Demand, Graduation Day, and Body Count. All right. I'm going to go first this time, so it's not on me. I am picking Death on Demand.
Oh, okay.
I shall go. Graduation Day.
Kruger.
Do you even need to ask?
Okay, well then you just leave it up to Dan. You know that, right?
Fucking
Okay.
Pickaxe, motherfucker.
Okay, Dan, the power's yours.
God.
Well, all right, where are we at?
We have Pickaxe, Death on Demand, Graduation Day, and Body Count.
So I'm basically picking what goes.
Well, unless what's the one that doesn't have a Body Count? Like
Yeah,
big
yeah,
body
body
count.
count.
No, please, I don't want another 4-way.
This is tough because I'm not getting rid of Death on Demand. Love that film too much.
See if Dan makes me mad. See, that's the problem. Making me mad is going to make Kruger so happy.
Traditionally, I'm not a big fan of Graduation Day, but I actually like that one more than I remembered when I watched it again. I mean, that one was better than solid, actually. So this is a tough one.
Well, if I can make it easier and change my vote.
No, I'm gonna
You guys
vote. I'm
let
gonna
me do it
vote.
last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's let it play out first.
Yeah, you gotta let me play it out. You know what? I
If you
got it.
fucking pick Body Count.
Hold
I
on,
quit.
Kruger.
No, that would
I'm
be
just-
a tie.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say goodbye to Graduation Day.
Thank you.
Jesus fucking.
I thought it was Pickaxe. It was that of those two. I guarantee it.
I mean, I just have a lot of fun with Death on Demand. I love Pickaxe. It's a
I like
certain
Death on
kind
Demand.
of slasher, but I have fun with it.
You have fun because you have fun with your cock watching it, you fuck.
Of course.
Calm down. Calm down.
I did not fap to the shaman once.
We made it through, so we're gonna move on. And
What did I say? It was so bad, you cocksucker. Don't you fucking censor me.
Damn. I got rid of
That was
Graduation
just gonna
Day.
be all beep the whole time Kruger's talking.
I didn't go body count. So
All
There we
I'm
right.
go.
not yelling at you.
Shockingly.
I was
That's it.
before. Now
Give
I'm
it 2
yelling at
fucking
Tom.
like in 30
All
seconds, I guarantee.
The anger, I have no idea who's going to fucking win this tournament.
I
No
don't either.
idea.
It's up in the air, and we still
So-
got a vote coming up too. So that
We do.
okay. Well, on that note, we should wrap up, and then
All
tomorrow's a
right,
new
guys.
episode.
Stay tuned tomorrow for the next episode of Slashtober, the final chapter.
Hail motherfucking yeah!
Long live the shaman.
That was a BC reference.
Oh, okay. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.